What's happening guys, Gemma here. I'm back again for another episode of Games You Must Play. Hopefully that will all be on screen. But yes, this series is going really well and I'm loving it because it gives me an opportunity to dive back in to my childhood and pick out 3 games. Now we're going to revisit PlayStation 1 games, so I guess this is 3 more PS1 games you guys should play. Let's take a look at what they are. Guys, first up is a game that my brother introduced to me back in the day. The little shit had a copied copy of this, and it is Street Skater, not to be confused with anything like the Tony Hawk series. That tends to be a little bit more serious, where Street Skater does not take itself seriously at all. What appealed to me back then, just as much as it does now, is you seem to be able to pull off the most ridiculous, absolute zero gravity tricks imaginable, and it really just appealed to me because Tony Hawk I found very frustrating at times because I couldn't master everything like I wanted to, whereas this I tended to be pretty damn good at. Now colour wise, it is very vibrant in colour. It is 1 or 2 player. I don't remember playing 2 player on this, but there's loads and loads of things to do, and the more you progress, the more lavish the kind of tracks or levels become. Now, if you've not played it, definitely go and have a look on YouTube at some gameplay. If you're lucky enough to find a copy, then definitely pick it up. The soundtrack is awesome, as it is with Tony Hawk's, but like I say, the 2 games are very different. There's not as much to do in this as there is in a Tony Hawk game. So you could play skate, you could do like beating high scores in Tony Hawk. Whereas this, I think you just have to beat high scores and pull off you get trick bonuses. So the more lavish, the more kind of somersaults you can do, the more points you get. It's a pretty simple formula compared to Tony Hawk's, and I don't think, we never got a sequel, which is a bit of a shame because I would have liked to see this go a little bit further. This was a nice charity shop find, so I'm pretty happy with it, but it's quite rare. It seems to be pretty rare. So let me know guys, have you played it? Have you got it? Would you buy it? Street Skater is the first PS1 game you must play. Next up then guys is a game that I probably would have never have played had it have been for my auntie. It's International Track and Field on the PlayStation 1. Now again, these are my choices. You might disagree, but again, not a game that you often see banded about in the magazines, on long plays or anything on YouTube. It kind of sits in the wings. I must say right now, I don't have as much fun playing this by myself as I do with like 2 player. It's so much fun. There's so much button mashing involved. You literally get out of breath playing it. So I think for me, it's more about the kind of fun element of the actual physical effort you have to put into the game, rather than the kind of almost like gameplay itself. It's the kind of banter you have this side of the TV really. So it's not massively immersive, but it's just so much fun. And I think, aside from the Mario versus kind of Sonic, on the Wii, I've never really been interested in athletic games whatsoever, but this is awesome. This is awesome. And again, one thing that really appeals to me is everything's very short. I mean, when you've run the 100-meter race, you get to have a break. You can then go and do the long jump or the triple jump. So things are kind of like bite size. So I really like that, and it's really fucking good. It's just absolutely fantastic. I think I picked this up from the Play Expo last year, and I'm super stoked I did, because again, not one that I see about, if you go into a retro game store, don't really see it around that often. So International Track and Field guys, honestly, this is quite a surprise. Go and check it out. Third PlayStation 1 game you guys must play is a really nice 3D beat 'em up game, Fighting Force. Now, a lot of you guys out there have told me previously that this was dubbed to be one of the Street Fighter 3D ports. For whatever reason that didn't happen, but Fighting Force did come along. The second one is absolute shit, so don't even bother with that. This game is really nice. Again, designed really to get the maximum out of it with 2 players. This was another one that me and my brother played back in the day. Again, that little shit had a copy of it rather than the original. But it's really cool. It's a classic, think Streets of Rage with 3D. That's probably the best way I can think to describe it. Most of you guys have played Streets of Rage, so it's kind of good guys, bad guys, plenty more bad guys than there are good guys. You have to progress through the levels to beat the baddies. You know, again, that kind of classic 90s formula of beat 'em up games, and I really, really like it. It's a shame the second one wasn't as good as this, because for me this one really does kind of hold its replay value. That's the words that I'm looking for. It really holds its replay value, and it's classic, you know, designed by Core as well. You know, I loved Core back in the day, you know, the Tomb Raider developers, Shell Shock, lots of really cool games back in the 90s. So Fighting Force, guys, again, a couple of you out there I know have played it. If you haven't, would you get it? You know, I mean, have you seen it before? Have you seen gameplay? Let me know. And yeah, so that's it really. Fighting Force. So there we go, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe. Do you like this playlist? You know, games you must play. I'm kind of going through things pretty quickly. I will revisit consoles. For example, I've already did the N64 one last weekend. You know, I'll revisit that. If you've got any recommendations, guys, don't be afraid to slam them in the comments. But for now, have an awesome day. I'll be back soon. My name's Gemma. Take care. See you soon.